Some documents have been turned over to federal investigators, and they reveal two previously undisclosed contacts between Donald Trump's organization and Russia during the 2016 campaign. Donald Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen, who for months denied any and all involvement, period, with anything Russia related, which was ultimately proven to be a lie, exchanged emails with a business associate weeks before the Republican National Convention about the lawyer possibly traveling to an economic conference in Russia that would be attended by top Russian financial and government leaders, including none other than President Vladimir Putin, according to people familiar with the correspondence. There was a second incident that we now know involved the same lawyer, Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen received a proposal in 2015 for a real estate project in Moscow from a company founded by a billionaire who once served in the upper house of the Russian parliament. So we now know of not one, but of two specific real estate proposals for Trump-branded Moscow buildings that were discussed during the 2016 campaign, and both involved Donald Trump's personal attorney, Michael Cohen. If you've ever seen this guy interviewed, you would already be aware of how slimy the guy is. But the issue for me isn't whether these real estate deals were done. I mean, they weren't. We have no indication that they ultimately were. It's that this type of contact has been denied time and time again by everyone associated with Trump. Between July of 2016 and February of 2017 alone, that's just an 8-month period, there were almost 24 prominent denials of any contact with Russia by Trump associates. And the most interesting part, every time I say it, there's someone in our audience who gets mad. You probably have your finger hovering over the dislike button right now if you're watching on YouTube, and by all means, press the button if it makes you feel good. This is sounding a lot like what Christopher Steele said was happening in that Russia blackmail dossier. The blackmail dossier says that in June of 2016, Michael Cohen was involved in emails involving Felix Sater, the Russian-born real estate developer and former Trump business associate, about buildings and Trump Tower Moscow and all of this stuff. I won't read it all to you again, but it's more and more confirmation of what Christopher Steele had in that dossier. And if you're waiting around for the Trumpists to sort of come to terms with what has happened, I advise you not to hold your breath, because they would sooner sing the Russian national anthem while standing, not while on bended knee, than admit that the Donald Trump campaign did some really sketchy stuff involving Russia. And I don't know why, because I kind of generally lack confidence in justice being carried out and the real truth being found. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic that Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller is eventually going to figure all of this stuff out. I'm normally such a cynic and a skeptic, and sort of the opposite of naively thinking it's all going to be worked out the way the law dictates. But for some reason, I am holding out hope that Robert Mueller is actually going to get to the bottom of this. And it is national tragedy after bungled disaster combined with terrible leadership and corrupt lies day after day. We want to believe, and maybe this is what I'm experiencing, I want to believe that someday we will actually figure out what happened. It will sort of get straightened out, and then, I don't know, we'll get back on our back on the horse, so to speak. Maybe I am naive, and if I am, I don't know, send me emails, ideally not too angry. The video you just watched was made possible by support from you. Please go to patreon.com/David Pakman Show. You can make a pledge of as little as $1 per month, and every dollar helps to support the work that we're doing, particularly in light of the YouTube ad boycott, which has been really bad.